Hey everybody, welcome to the Mark Parham Podcast. You can follow me online by just going to Spotify and type in Mark Parham Podcast and I should pop up. So, I'm looking at a lot of people, they're creating podcasts, a lot of men are creating podcasts, a lot of women are creating podcasts. And, one of the mistakes that a lot of people are making, they're thinking that, you have to go out here and buy expensive microphones and buy all this recording equipment and all of this other stuff. And what they're not realizing is that one of the amazing things about, being a podcaster or just podcasting in general is that, you can start a podcast for under $100. And nobody's really talking about that online. Everybody's like, oh, well, I purchased this microphone and I have this recording device, but people don't realize, and again, I was one of those people too. I thought, well, I have to buy a Shure microphone and I have to buy this and I have to buy that. But a lot of people don't realize that you can create a podcast for under $100. And what I mean by that is if you have a cell phone, if you have a smartphone, as they say nowadays, and you can record audio on your smartphone, you can use your smartphone. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be the greatest quality as far as audio. It's not going to sound like a Shure microphone, but, it's something that the quality isn't too bad. And then also, if you don't want to use, your cell phone, you can also do like I did and just buy a voice recorder. Like I've done a lot of my podcasts on my Sony voice recorder. And I mean, you can get these Sony voice recorders used, you can get them for a cheap price in the day, and you don't have to spend a bunch of money. You don't have to spend hundreds of dollars getting equipment and getting this and getting that. It's just like when I want to create a podcast or I come up with an idea, I'll record myself on my Sony voice recorder and it sounds great. I mean, I'm not saying it sounds like somebody being out there and purchasing a $400 microphone, but the quality is it's something that's not too bad. And again, one of the main reasons why I like recording a lot of my audio and stuff on my Sony voice recorder, or just any voice recorder in general, is that, if you have an idea, instead of, having to come back to a studio and a microphone and a special setup. I mean, if I have an idea and I'm out somewhere or something pops up in my head, or I'm sitting down at a table somewhere, I can just grab this voice recorder, press record, and talk. And take that, same podcast or same idea that I had, and I can just upload the audio file, on YouTube or something like that. And a lot of times, it's for me, it's helped my creative process because I don't have to come back to a setup and adjust my microphone and all this and do a bunch of stuff. I can just grab my Sony voice recorder and just hit record. Or, like I say, if you have a cell phone in your pocket, grab your cell phone. And I think with Apple, they have something called Voice Memo or something like that. If you have an Apple iPhone, go on there and record yourself. And believe it or not, the quality isn't going to matter too much to people if you have an important message or something that is important to say or a great idea. Because a lot of times people just don't want to do. Sometimes, I like the video podcast and stuff. Again, I watch a lot of podcasts that, have, video to them, a video element. But, sometimes you don't want to be on camera. You have a quick idea and, grab your phone, grab a cheap voice recorder and just hit record. Stop worrying about, expensive equipment or whether people are going to like your ideas or not. Just, put out something. And believe it or not, you might turn into the next big thing. You never know. So I would just say that's the amazing part about just this whole, just podcasting in general. Unlike video where you have to worry about camera angles, lighting, and setting, with when you're creating a podcast, all you have to worry about is just what you have to say, and you can hit record. You don't need any expensive equipment, and to me, I think that's amazing. Right now I'm more focused on sort of the audio-only podcast. A lot of people are switching over to video, but, you might be a person that you say to yourself, well, I don't have the greatest camera, or you might be a person to say, well, you don't feel like being on camera that day. You might have woken up out of bed, an idea might hit you, and you might say, you know what, I don't feel like recording myself. I'm looking crazy right now. No problem. Just use your iPhone, your Android, or take out a voice recording. It doesn't even have to be a Sony voice recorder. There's other brands that, make voice recorders that are very cheap. It can actually be just any device that can record audio. Take that audio file and just upload it to Spotify or whatever platform you use. And or another thing, you don't even have to put on Spotify. You could be a person where you can take that same audio file and convert it to an MP4 file and put it on YouTube. So again, don't think that you have to have all the expensive gear. Don't think you have to be some professional and some expert. If you have a thought in your head about something, it could be mowing the lawn. Record yourself talking about your experience mowing the lawn or putting on makeup, whatever you like to do if you're a male or female, and just upload it and see what happens. So I know I'm rambling a little bit, but again, you can start a podcast for under $100 without big microphones and a huge setup or a huge studio. And right now, I'm talking to you guys on a Sony voice recorder that's under $100. And believe it or not, I'm not saying it sounds the greatest, but sounds good enough. So again, let me know how you feel in the comment section, and let me know if this was helpful advice to you. Thank you.